What up, guys? And we're live. We're back. We're back in this bitch. Episode 53 with Ekaterina. We're back with BMO. BMO's back from, you can't even, the whole time you were gone, I was saying out of the country. You weren't out of the country. You were still in America. Technically still in America. So Branden was just recently in
Mexico, Cabo.
Cabo. Cabo. And we're here with Ekaterina, everybody. She's back. She's back for round 2. It's been a while. She was here before the big change of the podcast. Do you like this version better? Just from the time that you sat down, the last 2 seconds. The last 2 seconds, do you like this setup better?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you like not wearing headphones better?
No, I miss headphones.
Really?
I think
like
it's nice to hear yourself.
It is kind of like, it's intimate. Like you're fucking in the conversation. Yes. Nothing else is happening around you. That's true. That's true. BMO.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
Yeah. How was your trip, dog?
It was good. It was good, but it sucked at the same time. But I'm happy to be back on American soil, dude.
Happy to be back on American soil?
Yeah. I was over it like day 5. And I got super sick one day.
But yeah, dude, I'm fucking glad to see you. I'm glad to see your face. I'm glad that you're back. I expect you to come back, like, you know, maybe trying to push cocaine on all of us. Maybe you snuck cocaine over the border, you know.
No, the sea turtles are still swimming. I got the GPS.
Basically, I expect you to be a drug mule.
I pretty much learned how to sell drugs, though. It's pretty simple. You just run up on the beach to people with just random items and T-shirts and jewelry and ask them if they want to buy. If they say no, then you offer them cocaine or marijuana.
That's so crazy that Mexico is like that. That's so wild. In Russia, do you guys, what are drugs like in Russia? What is like the selling of the drugs? How does that whole thing work? Is it wide open?
They are super illegal. Okay?
Super illegal?
Yes, extremely illegal.
Really?
Yes.
So it's not super open?
No.
What about like simple things? Like
even cannabis. Yeah, you can't smoke cannabis.
Everything illegal, period.
Everything illegal. The only thing that is legal is alcohol. That's all.
Got it. Well, yeah.
But
so
nothing else.
Do you think if more drugs were legalized so is it not only illegal, but is it also not accepted, like societally? Is it stigmatized?
Also, yes.
Yeah.
Well, not as much, as far as cannabis. It's a little bit, the community is a little bit growing in there.
Okay.
But it's still super legal.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So is it the kind of situation like if you're a drug addict per se, say you're addicted to pills or something, are you kind of looked down upon?
We don't really have those pills that you get addicted to.
Really?
Let's start from there.
Damn.
Yes.
So it's not even available, really?
No, you can't buy it anywhere. Like you can actually get opiums in here in the United States. In Russia, it's illegal.
That's fucking wild. So even if you were to go to the hospital, period, like they're not even trying to push them on you at the hospital?
So we do have other chemicals that kind of do the same purpose, but not as addictive or addictive at all. Right.
I know in like Europe, especially Europe, there's a bunch of like those synthetic type of drugs. I remember, what was that? I want to say it was like K2 or something like that. It was like a synthetic marijuana. I believe it was called K2, if you could look that up for us, Trev. But it's a synthetic type of marijuana. I believe you're still smoking it like you would regular weed, but it severely like fucked you up and people were going crazy from it. You would see people like naked in the streets, like going insane from it. And I could be wrong. That could not be K2.
That's bath salts, bro.
No, that's bath salts too. Yeah. But there's also like some crazy synthetic shit from, I know a lot of it goes to Europe. A lot of it comes from China, I believe. I believe where it stems from is from China in labs because, like Russia, a lot of drugs are illegal there. So they find different like workarounds and they find like same chemicals, different name, or maybe they change a molecule or what the fuck ever, so it will become a form of legal.
Mm-hmm.
But that begs an interesting question. And that's like, as human beings, why are we so obsessed with altering our regular state of mind? You know what I mean? Like, why? I don't know if you do drugs or...
It's just an escape.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's true. It is an escape. But I think it's more than that. I think, okay, so like for myself, I use edibles on a daily basis all day. And that's not, I don't ever get high per se, unless that is like my intention. But obviously I was a drug user in the past. I have plenty of experience with that. But for me now, it's more to like stay at like a comfortable level to where my anxiety doesn't fuck with me too bad, or my depression, my depression's been a lot better over the course of the last couple of years. So that's not really an issue, but mainly for my anxiety. And I think when you're using drugs for so long, you're kind of like, you're used to intaking substances, maybe kind of using as a crutch when I got off of it. But even what we're doing right now, even with Branden, he has drugs in his hand. He has alcohol. I have coffee. Like, I have nicotine, you know, like all of these are drugs. All of these are substances, and arguably the best drugs that have ever existed. Right? I mean, not only are they widely accepted, but like nicotine and caffeine and alcohol are the best fucking drugs.
Sex can be a drug as well.
Right. Sex, fucking amazing drug. Let me hear it, Bimo. Let me fucking hear it.
That's my favorite drug.
That's your favorite drug?
Yeah, bro.
Really?
Oh, facts. Yeah.
That's your favorite drug over alcohol?
Oh, yeah.
To be right now, if you had to choose one or the other.
Dude, you're in a different...
One's gone for life.
Oh, what the fuck? I'm getting rid of alcohol.
Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer.
You're in
like
a way different state of mind, like during sex. Sex is a high as well. That's why when you finish, you just come to and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, you're like, oh my God, I can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Or you're like, oh, this is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true. Because typically after sex, you're usually like, oh, like fuck. Like, and then women typically, depending on how well the man did, usually fall asleep or are just fucking like out dizzy, can't fucking move, you know? What other fucking drug hits you like that? I guess that probably is the
Heroin.
best form of a drug. What's up, Trev? What do you have to say over there?
You're like, what other drug hits you like that? I was like, heroin.
Heroin, yeah, heroin, yeah, heroin. That's
I think
true.
alcohol is the worst drug ever, though, honestly. It fucks up way more people than anybody.
Oh, no, for sure. If we're talking like that, for sure, the worst drug by far.
I agree, actually.
Weed is one of the best, but it's probably one of the worst. Alcohol kills way more people than anything, I think.
One of the best, meaning like one of the most widely accepted, one of the most readily available, and it does its job. If we're talking low-level drugs like caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol, because you can go out and have a drink at dinner, you're still coherent. But like we've talked about before, it turns down your prefrontal cortex enough to like lubricate you socially to where your conversation is a little bit better. You might have conversation a little easier. You're more yourself or a version of yourself. So in that manner, I think it's the best at doing its job, because you're not going to dinner and fucking doing heroin. Well, some people are doing heroin before dinner. Let's be real. But I mean, the majority of people aren't going to dinner and doing fucking heroin before dinner. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Or are you doing
Yeah,
heroin?
I'm pretty sure that, yeah.
Did you get involved in heroin in fucking Mexico or what, dude?
I might have, bro. I don't know what I did.
What drugs did you do in Mexico? Let me hear it, dude.
I don't even know. Like, I literally don't know.
What? You don't know. What? Okay. What drugs did you think you were doing?
So we walked over to the resort next to us, and then one of the dudes from the beach came up to us, and we're like on this like balcony type of thing, because all the resorts are like up from the beach.
Okay.
So there's like stairs, and he like comes up and like tries to sell us some coke and some weed or whatever, and I was just fucking with him, and I was like, "You got some meth?" And he's like, "Oh yeah," or whatever.
You're like, no.
Yeah, and we're like, "Oh, you got some Molly?" And he's like, yeah. He like runs over to some guy, comes back, and he's like $180. And we're like,
Jesus fucking.
nah. 40. And he's like, nah, 100. And we're like, 50. And he's like, all right.
What
and then
the fuck,
and then
dude?
just throws it at us.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, all right.
I'm gonna step my hustle up.
So he just threw him some money, and then I just put it in my drink, put a little bit in.
So you did meth. You did meth. He told you he had meth, and you're like, oh, you could have been like, yeah, bath salts. He's like, yeah, sure,
Yeah. whatever I wanted. But I've done Molly before, and it felt like it.
Okay, got it.
But the come down
Was hell.
did not feel like the last time that I did Molly.
Got it.
So I was confused, and then I like went to bed at like noon, woke up at 2 a.m. and then couldn't go back to sleep. Like my body was like shutting down when I was trying to fall asleep. Like my body like made itself stay awake. Like
Jesus
it hurt
Christ.
to try to fall asleep.
Jesus Christ.
So I laid in bed for an entire day.
That's hell. See, and that just like that. Like drugs aren't something that you would participate in like on a regular fucking day.
No,
you know what I mean? It's
Just in
'cause you're-
combo. I was like, yeah, let me
Right.
get some Molly and have one really good day.
Exactly. Like, and that's totally normal when you're on vacation, you're fucking doing your thing, you're partying, you want to have fun. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, what compels us to do that as human beings? We wouldn't do that regularly, but in that situation, it was totally cool.
Yeah, like I felt good for the day, and then I started coming down. It sucked. Fell asleep, woke up 2 hours later, and then just literally was bedridden in the hotel for an entire day. I didn't fall asleep till like 4 or 5 a.m. the next day.
So you traded a day for a day, a good day for literally just wiped out another day.
Yeah, I slept 2 hours in like 48 hours.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
hell.
It fucking sucked.
This fucking sucked.
But it was fine.
Ekaterina, what is new with you since the last time I seen you? I know you have dropped music.
I don't
I
do
know
drugs.
I don't do drugs.
She doesn't condone this. The minds of FNT Studio do not talk to
I know we're just over here talking about drugs. Sorry.
No, I don't do drugs. I just did it.
Right.
You just
Once.
did
Yeah.
Right.
It's not like I participate in them regularly.
Have you ever experimented in drugs? You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. You can say no. Have you ever, whatever situation it was, even if it was low level, like, you know, not too hardcore of drugs, but have you had experiences with drugs?
Ayahuasca.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh my God. You went from like, yeah, I don't do drugs to, yeah, I've done the wildest drugs.
That is not like considered a drug. It's a medicine plant.
Totally different. Totally different than regular drugs.
Hell of a ride, though.
Or like, what was your experience like? Can you explain your experience?
It's very hard. Like it's, I mean, it definitely opened up my eyes to a lot of things.
Why? Okay, let's start with this. Why did you do ayahuasca to start with?
Well, I was in a very bad place mentally.
Okay.
Depression or anxiety or maybe bipolar. Like it's very hard for me right now to already shape, but I don't know. I just kind of trust the flow, how everything goes,
Right.
how the circumstance after circumstance happened.
Right.
And it happened that I got into a circle of people growing spiritually pretty much
Okay.
and healing through medicine plants.
Right.
Yeah.
Where were you when you did this? Was this here or was this?
I would not comment
Okay.
on that.
Okay. Got it. That's really cool. I know what you mean though, because when it comes to psychedelics, I feel like there is a piece of that with psychedelics. Like you don't really chase the psychedelics. Like it'll sort of bring, if that's what you should be doing, it's going to find its way into your life some way, somehow, whether it be mushrooms, whether it be DMT, whether it be ayahuasca. I feel like unless you're making a point to seek it out, if that's something that you need within your life, it's going to eventually find its way into your life some way. One thing is going to lead to the next, like you said. Now, the environment that you were in, was there somebody there that knew what they were doing and was sort of guiding you through the experience?
Yes.
And
you absolutely have to have a shaman, a very
right.
solid shaman, experienced one who has very grounding energy, who can hold you down. Because when you are getting into spiritual realms, doing ayahuasca specifically, or other medicine plants,
Right.
because it's not only ayahuasca, it's one of them. It's the main one, but there are a lot of them, right? And when you're getting into that spiritual realm, relieving the trauma that you have, you know, whether it's, I don't know, from your ancestors. We have a lot of ancestry trauma.
No, I feel it.
So when you get into that spiritual realm and you healing something, it's very tough. It's not easy.
Right.
It's very tough. It's a very tough experience when you're healing something.
So the ayahuasca as a drug, is that what is making you essentially trip? And I hesitate to even use that word when talking about ayahuasca, because I know it's not really like, that's not the right word for ayahuasca. Like tripping sounds more like, you know, recreational drugs. Like that is like a spiritual journey, and everybody that's ever done it, like that, they say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you really have to go into it. You're not using that drug to party, period. Like that is like that drug is, you're using that to get something out of yourself and to like open your eyes up to something. I recently heard a story about somebody that was in the military, and I think he was like a special ops type of guy, and he's taken a lot of lives. He's taken a lot of innocent lives. He's taken a lot of children and women's lives, and because he had no choice in third world countries, and like that was his job. Like there was no, you know, that's what they had to do, and he never really let it affect him until he like, you know, did ayahuasca and went into that and was in it for however long. How long was your experience with it? How long did it last?
Usually it all depends on in what form you're taking it. But in my experience, it was different actually, several times, and they were pretty different. One time I had like maybe 12-hour journey.
Jesus Christ. Fuck.
Sometimes it's like 3-4. It's very hard to say. I feel like, but the long journey is actually really good,
right?
Because it means that the hardest part is to actually get into it and heal something really tough. It hurts, guys. It really hurts. I can't even explain.
I fucking cannot imagine.
Yeah, I've never even heard of it. I've literally never even heard of it.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't fuck with any type of psychedelics.
Wow, dude. You shouldn't be, though. You shouldn't be scared.
That shit fucking would freak me out.
Really?
Dude. Yeah.
Well, okay, so let me go back to the story, and we'll touch on that. So after taking countless numbers of lives, this fucking guy, you know, found himself with a group and found himself with a shaman and wanted to try and what's the word I'm looking for? Wanted to like try and heal himself from this extreme amount of trauma that he didn't even really know that was there. You know, I'm sure he went into it with other intentions as well.
Yeah.
So he gets inside of there and sees the faces of these people that he's murdered, and sees all of this horrific fucking shit for hours on end. And he comes out of it and he's like, I can't be this person anymore. Like I have to leave and I have to start a completely new life. Like period. They're not going to let me leave. So I have to just run away. I have to start a new life. I have to figure out something else because I can't do this. Like to go in to use a drug that is that powerful, that it's capable of showing you traumatic experiences and addressing those traumatic experiences, that you come out of it and completely alter the course of your life at a drop of a dime. That's so fucking powerful. That's so powerful. But to what Branden was saying, why do you think you're scared of psychedelics?
I don't know. Just like she said, it was like 3 to 4 hours, 12 hours, like not knowing when it's going to end. And then like, I don't know. I like being like conscious of my actions. Right. I don't know if I'll lose that.
Are you scared of, so it's not so much
like, what the fuck would I do when I was on it or whatever it was?
Being in control of your actions.
Yeah.
So I think
like, I don't want to lose that. So that's why I'm like, I think what if I did something fucking just hella stupid?
That's why the shaman's there. That's why you have a shaman there. But even with mushrooms, people have a shaman or just somebody that's super experienced with mushrooms, and mushrooms can be super beneficial even when it comes to microdosing. But I think for people like you that have an issue with control, psychedelics are actually meant for people like you. So people like you that want control of their fucking lives, that want to take control of this. The only thing that you don't have control of is your life. You don't have control. In reality, you don't really have control of your circumstances. Like, you are where you're supposed to be at all times. You're, depending on what you believe, really. But from my viewpoint, from my perspective, you are exactly where you're supposed to be at all times. Everything that's happening within your life is what's supposed to be happening. The situations you've been putting, like, nothing is by accident. All of this is planned. All of this is fucking exactly how it should be. So the majority of people, and you're not alone, like the majority of people, including myself, like, we all want control. We all want to try to control our circumstances to the best of our abilities.
Yeah.
Like, we all don't like feeling as if we're vulnerable, because being out of control is vulnerable for everybody. Like, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing, like, even when it's small shit, like your job or your relationship or whatever it is, like, not knowing what the fuck is going to go on. That's terrifying.
I'm not saying that, not like, okay, so you're saying like control, but I meant more like conscious of what's happening.
Right. But
like, rather than not in control, but whatever's happening, me being able to like recognize it and like understand,
like being conscious in the moment, like in the moment, in the experience. Yeah. Like, that's why Molly, like, that's fine. You know what you're doing. Like, it's fine. It's all good. I know. I get that, but I think it applies to the same thing. I think. What do you think? What do you think about the control piece with psychedelics, Ekaterina?
Control piece of psychedelics.
Like, what do you the control piece within it? Do you think it's possible? You have to let go of that, right?
No, if you control on psychedelics, you're gonna have a bad time. You need to relax.
Right.
That's the thing.
That's a good point. That's a good point, because I can remember on acid. Now acid is like recreational, but can be extremely beneficial. And psychedelic people have made giant decisions that have shaped the course of their lives off acid. It's really dependent on the mindset you go into it with. And that same can apply for THC. If the benefits that you're trying to achieve from a particular drug or substance, no matter how you go, if you're going into it with the mindset of like, this is what I'm trying to achieve, this is what I'm trying to get out of this, I'm trying to destroy my ego or whatever it is, any drug can do that for you. But acid, for me, I remember trying to control the trip that I was on, and I was about 4 hours in. I had sort of come back to reality, and it had hit me that I had work in about 4 hours. My trip I was only 4 hours in. I still had at least I had another 3 hours left of that trip, 4 hours left of that trip. I was like, I'm fucked. Like, I have to go to work. I have no choice. I have to go to work. And I went to work on acid. But I remember as soon as I started to come back to reality, as soon as I started to like try and control the circumstances that I found myself in, is when I started to get terrified. And I started to go into a bad trip. I started to freak the fuck out. I started to get paranoid. I started to like chew on my fucking glasses, and I was no longer smiling. There was no smiling. There was no laughing. I was in panic mode. But I had a friend with me at the time. He had no experience with drugs at all, but he was able to like sort of bring me back and be, hey, like, you're good. Like, you're fucking good. You're going to be okay. Everything's good. We're fine. You're good. And that sort of brought me back to like a level-headed spot. But to what you're saying, I think you're right. I think that will send you on a bad trip, no matter the drug. But I can only imagine with ayahuasca, when, like, it's not like you can just snap yourself out of it, right? Like, you're in it, period. Or can you kind of, do you have a piece of reality?
It's very hard to answer this question because it opens up for everybody differently. It opens up, it might not open up at all. If you have like control and you can't let go of control, it's not going to open up. It might not open up. Yes, it's just not
really?
gonna work. But if you
no
actually,
shit, okay.
you have to let it in. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
But it's all work of the body doesn't exist there. You understand? It doesn't. Your body doesn't exist. What exists is actually spirit and soul, and you just and your ego and your mind, pretty much your mind that telling you stories. That I had a journey one time when my heart was so in love and giving love and receiving love and everything, but my mind was on fire and I couldn't, and it was so weird because my head was like just hurting so bad, but here I felt so much pleasure and love and and accept, and
all simultaneously.
It's just a lesson that I had to learn, that if I'm going to go too much with my logic and my mind, I'm going to have more rough time than if I just go with my heart and with love, and
Yeah, no, totally. I talk about that a lot. I talk about reacting off of logic and intuition rather than emotion and feelings. Now, when I talk about that, I'm talking about it from a standpoint in a context of like either politics or real life shit or decision making rather. So when it applies to those areas, you kind of want to think logically. You want to think rationally. You don't want to use your emotion, because that's going, in return, it's going to make you, anytime something like worldly like that, reacting off of emotion, typically doesn't work in your favor, is what I've found. So reacting off of logic does, but when you're talking about like your soul, you're talking about your spirit, you're talking about your mind, you're talking about things that don't exist like within the world and worldly things, I think in that context, feeling and reacting off emotion and feelings is crucial. I don't think you can operate, like you're saying, off of logic. I don't think you can operate off of...
Passion doesn't work in logic.
Right. Oh, that's a good point. That is.
Reacting off emotion and logic is like case to case, though. Like you got to know when to... Because, I mean, reacting off emotion in like certain situations, you get taken advantage of.
Right.
Or get hurt. But logic, if you like logically look at the situation, you'll be like, this is better for me, rather than... You know what I'm saying?
No, totally. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But that's literally called common sense. You know what I mean?
A lot of people cannot differentiate. A lot of people, like, we see that, and not to go on politics, but we see that with politics. We see that with like certain ideas that certain people want you to conform to. Those are extremely emotional ideas, and they're reacting off of what they feel and what's important to them rather than what is beneficial for the human race, what is beneficial for our society, what is logical for us as a community. They're not reacting on that, which, I mean, are they wrong? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, that's what you're feeling. Whether it's something I believe in or whether it's something you believe in or Branden believes in, at the end of the day, that's something that we're feeling.
The shittiest part is people bring emotion into the wrong situations all the time.
Yeah, that's all the time. I think that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
People react with emotion and bring their emotions into situations where they shouldn't all the time.
Exactly.
And it just escalates the problem or situation to a worse place.
Or like you're saying,
for themselves as well.
It escalates it with pushback.
Yeah,
with pushback. People that
it's just funny to hear it from two guys. When you're a female, it's very funny to listen to you. It's sometimes we can't control our emotions. It's impossible.
No, I understand that too, because
I mean guys too. Guys too.
Yeah,
because we fall into that too, 100%. Sometimes worse. To be honest, like really, sometimes worse, because especially when you're talking about a relationship. Oh my God, there's so many times that as me being a man, being like, I'm not a man's type of man. Like I am totally in touch with my emotions and my feelings. Sometimes I am reacting way more emotional than my spouse is. You know what I mean? Even though our roles are such as her being a female, she should be reacting,
Right.
you know, by the fucking the stigma that's fucking placed around relationships. But it's not like that. Some guys are fucking bitches. Some guys, all they do is react off emotion.
See, but I react off emotion, but like you said, it's funny to see us say that or whatever, but because where I'm at right now in this room, I don't bring my emotions in here. That's the thing.
No, okay.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not speaking from emotion right now.
Right.
And I wouldn't because why would I, you know?
No,
now?
I think I resonate with that too, because I think when I come in here, when I'm depending on the conversation that we're having, because me and Ekaterina, our first conversation was really emotional. It was really based off of like spiritual journey. And like, so I think, like you're saying, most of the time I do try to react off of like logic. Let's break this down. Let's look at the facts. Let's have a conversation and like, let's get to the root of this and the base of it. Which
that's not reacting. That's more your way of responding to it.
Yeah, totally.
It's, I don't know, like that's what is spirituality about, is actually to respond right from the right place. We can respond from hatred or from love here, but it's up to you what you're going to respond from, you know?
That's true. That's true. I guess spirituality is kind of like being self-aware, first and foremost, becoming self-aware.
Thank you. Yes.
And then making decisions off of the awareness that you have just discovered, because it's all new, you know, going on that journey. You're like, holy fucking shit. This is insane. This is fucking crazy. First off, I didn't know that any of this was happening inside my brain or inside my heart, inside my soul, inside of everything that makes up me, everything that makes up Austin, Ekaterina, Branden, Trev. I didn't know any of this was happening, and then moving forward from there and making rational decisions based off of that. So I guess you're right. Even within spirituality, you can still make rational decisions for sure. Something I wanted to talk to you about that we didn't get to talk about.
Okay.
Wait, before we move on from that situation,
yeah.
hold on. Let me ask you a question. So if somebody, I've never been in touch with anything spiritual, right? So how do you get in touch with something like that without drugs? You get what I'm saying?
Spirituality?
Yeah.
Oh my God. There's several ways.
Talking to people is one.
Talking to people. Okay, so the closest that I can suggest is actually music.
Oh, music?
The music is the purest form of spirituality, because people are musicians putting their energy, not all of them, I'm not going to generalize, okay? But a lot of musicians putting their heart and soul and the energy, the frequency of the energy that they felt at that moment when they were writing it or recording it. So listening to music and actually feeling it, like feeling like what kind of feeling it brings you in, you know?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's connecting your spiritual to a musician.
Okay, No, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, yeah. I guess I never really looked at it that way.
When you hear the word like spiritual or spirituality, whatever, what do you think about when you hear that? Does it feel like, because I know a lot of people when they hear that word, fucking bullshit. That's just the go-to. That's the stigma that surrounds it, is like bullshit, because there is a lot of fucking bullshit people that run around preaching spirituality or preaching spiritual, or like particularly like people that have had no fucking experience in life at all. They've come from a amazing home. They have no life experience. They have no fucking trauma. They haven't had to work through anything. They haven't had to put any work to get to where they're at within their own like self-awareness and their journey. It's just something they latched onto because of the community that they're around, or like it's cool in their college or what the fuck ever. Like, and that puts a bad name on it. Really, like, but in reality, like this is very fucking real and it's very human. And I think depending on, I hesitate to say depending on how you're raised, because I wasn't raised like that, but I kind of came into understanding that as I got off of drugs and as I talked to different people. And as I started to become more aware of myself and my surroundings and the energy that I was putting out and how that affected me with other people's energy. And honestly, after I talked to you, truthfully, after I talked to you, it put a different perspective around the word and around the meaning and around how seriously people take it. When you explained to me like what Reading is and what Shasta County is and what Shasta, the mountains signify, like, and why so many people come here, why you came here, literally why you came here, and why people currently to this day live up there. And they don't ever go anywhere. They live up there. That's where they're at. And it sparked something inside of me that was like, holy shit, we don't have to do this. Like, we don't have to, if we choose to, the society that we're placed in currently in our day to day with social media and how inundated we are with social media and with everything that we take in, our jobs, our fucking bills, the mortgage we got to pay on time, our car payments, our worldly possessions, all of that, if we choose, does not have to exist anymore.
Yes.
We could go up there and that's it.
Yes.
That could be our lives. And we could be in touch with ourselves and nature and what it means to be a human being. Because at the end of the day, all of this stuff we're living in, even this thing we're doing right here, minus the conversation aspect, is so fucking fake.
Oh, well,
like all of this is bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, thank God it exists, because this conversation we're having doesn't exist without it. Thank God for social media, because we wouldn't be able to convey our message and our conversation to other people without it. But talking to you sort of like, I don't know, it like really hit with me like, holy fuck, I could just literally leave this life and move up there and understand what it is to be a human being again.
So wouldn't you say doing the podcast for you would be spiritual?
Totally. That's what I was saying. Like minus the conversation piece of it, because that is what is so important to me, is the conversation. But the whole like social media and working and fucking pushing it out there and the competition and engagement. And that's something I want to talk about with you, because I know you're experiencing that a lot. And I know you know how fucking tough it is. But that part of it is bullshit for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But I want to talk to you about your music. Okay. We didn't get to talk about that last time. And I know that is crazy fucking important to you. I know that's really important to you. I know music as a whole is important to you.
Yes, it is. But I have like some certain, I don't know, like all my life I thought it's going to be my career, but it didn't happen.
Which is okay.
Hasn't happened yet.
Thank you. Maybe one day. I just don't have energy for it. I don't know how to explain it. You have to be in a specific state of mind to push it, because it's such a tough, big project. And I don't have this source for it right now, because I'm studying something else and just kind of like, the last year for me was pretty restructuring, you know, my whole mind and soul and everything, the core of me. So, for an artist, it's very hard to think of creative part of it, and then of the budgeting part of it, and then bringing it all to life and make money out of it. It's a lot of work.
So much.
Yes.
So much. And like you're saying, it's a giant project.
Yes.
It's actually like a constant like wavelength that you're just fucking writing. It's like a never fucking ending. It never stops. You can never quit.
Yeah.
Because if you, as an upcoming artist or as an upcoming, like even podcasting, whatever your art is, you're competing with so many different people. Taking a day off, you might as well stop. Like you might as well stop at that point, because nobody else is taking a day off and everybody is just fucking working. So it's like this hum of like, and it just doesn't fucking end. And like you're saying, you have to be so committed to it. And if you don't have that energy, if that is not what your sole focus is, Like, it's hard. It's hard to fucking keep doing that every day.
Yeah.
And something that I've found, not to talk about myself, but something I've found is when you're in that state, when you're focused, when you're driven on accomplishing this goal you set out for yourself, whatever it may be, it's hard to maintain sight of anything else going on in your life.
Yes.
So
Yes.
So I'm sure that is probably one of the reasons, and one of the things that you were just talking about was like,
yes,
it's like having the energy for it and wanting to focus on different things. Well, that you can't. if that is what your focus is, anything else, any other hobby, any other passion, or even more importantly, yourself and the work that you're doing on yourself. For me, sobriety. For me, myself, like my self journey, my self discovery, myself, like my work, that's fucking out the window. And it's taken me a lot to like get to a point to where it took me a lot to recognize that to start with. Branden seen that. Branden seen me like break the fuck down and have just a mental breakdown from just being exhausted, just non-fucking stop work and non-stop planning, and it never ends. And there's so much to take on by yourself. But he had to kind of like pull me aside and be like, hey, dude, like, this isn't a way to live, right? So this isn't sustainable, clearly. This isn't working, right? So like maybe just try to like cut back on the podcast. Maybe go to once a week, or maybe take a day off, or maybe do something different, because this isn't working, clearly.
I think what you were trying to do, though, is you were trying to reach the ultimate goal without like setting smaller goals first.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So it was like so much pressure.
Definitely. Yeah. And actually even just arriving at a goal, like setting your sights on a goal that you have to achieve, because when you're early on in your career, you're early on in your passion, everything's a little blurry. Everything's a little like you don't really know where you're headed yet. You know, you love this. You know, you want to do this. Not really sure how to get there or what your next step is. Now, I don't know, like if it's like that for you at all, but all of that to say, I totally know what you're talking about. Yeah. And I think every creative person goes through that. Truly, I do.
But the easy way to help yourself with that, though, is setting small goals, because having a small goal and reaching it is like, I mean, it's going to bring you happiness, right? Because what's better than accomplishing something, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
So if you set smaller goals, it's going to be a lot easier for yourself.
Oh my dude.
Mentally.
Yeah.
No, that is literally like, that's career 101.
Yeah.
Literally, like if any like pages you look at on social media, any courses you take, the first thing they tell you is like, have a goal. Have a goal in mind, period. Have a goal to work towards and like to build your brand, quote unquote, off of. Like, this is what we do. This is our goal. Like that makes other people around you know what they're working towards. So with your music, are you still pursuing music, or is that kind of
I have a very different, complicated relationship with music. It's like my old ex-boyfriend. You know? Seriously, like I don't know. It's very hard to invest in it. You know, sometimes like I guess I'm a poet. You know, I need an inspiration for it to work.
Okay,
but my dad definitely was right that I needed something else to provide for myself, because for me, it's very hard I don't have this character to push it like, you know, people in Hollywood. I see, I have several friends who are actually breaking into the industry, and it's so tough. It's such a tough industry to be in. And so maybe for me right now, it's more about, setting another platform for myself, which I'm working on something right now. But for music, it's going to be something like a part of me that exists. And people who would like to listen to it, they will find it, you know, that kind of stuff. I will promote it. I will try to promote it to people.
Right.
But I'm not going to fight for it to, you know,
So you're more or less going to like make it like a hobby.
or more than a hobby, but not being crazy about it, not letting it control your life.
I
Just
don't really
letting it naturally happen and organically
Yes,
happen.
Exactly. Thank you. It's not like a hobby. It's more about I will try to make money out of it.
Yeah,
But we should have several flow,
definitely. You should have multiple streams of income.
Yes,
Definitely.
exactly.
Of course.
So why not? It all depends. It's like I'm trying to figure out this
Right.
formula of working on different things that even though it's
Very difficult.
very difficult because like you kind of like multitasking at the same time, but I feel like it's not impossible,
It's not. It feels like that sometimes. It does. Balancing everything. It does feel impossible. But planning and setting an allotted amount of time for things
Yeah.
and structuring your life for priorities is
Yeah.
really important. And in the beginning, it kind of seems like, oh, I'm not going to structure fucking my family. What the fuck? That's bullshit. That's not life. It is though. Like, unfortunately, if that is your priorities, it kind of is. It sucks. I had to come to terms with that as well. Like, I have a certain amount of time for my family. I have a certain amount of time for the podcast. I have a certain amount of time for editing. And to be honest, legitimately, I have a certain amount of time for social media. I give social media a certain amount of my bandwidth and my energy and my time and effort as well. And I've just kind of like learned to have a healthy relationship with it.
Yeah.
But what are some of the most difficult things? Because I don't know about the music industry. I don't know about like trying to come up as an artist and how difficult that is and how saturated the market is in your genre. What are some of the difficulties that you found trying to do that?
To make money out of it in general, like to actually make a living out of music, it's ridiculously hard.
Definitely.
Like to make it as, just to
Become known.
Yeah, just to become known and do something else or promote some kind of product with it or anything. Yes, it's kind of worth it. But to make money out of it, like maybe it's my mindset or something. Like the only way I see how you can make money out of music is to sing in the theater or in the bar,
Right.
or or actually work very hard for many years to go and perform and do it all for free. invest
Right.
and one day, yes, you will blow up.
So that is one way. And it's sort of like, absolutely no offense, but like it is an outdated way to think. Now, for creatives today, the only thing you don't make money off of is the only thing you want to make money from. So does that make sense? Like the only thing you're not going to make money from is singing until you make money from everything else. So whether that be singing lessons, merch, tutorials, YouTube channel, going on podcasts to push yourself for your social media, doing brand deals, doing ads on social media,
Yes.
doing like, so all of those
You have
are,
to do all of that.
and then
yes.
you also have to learn how to do that.
Yes.
And you also have to have that mindset. So like your mindset, like you were talking about, like those are the things that are going to bring you money and success, whatever
Yeah.
your definition of success is within your passion or your niche, It's taken me a long time to understand that. And because that's what podcasting is. Nobody gives a fuck about your podcast until everybody does. So how you're going to make revenue from that is with fucking a million different things, whether it be courses on showing that people how to start a podcast or consulting, telling people what they're doing wrong with their podcast, having them on their podcast, paying people, like there's all these different things you have to learn. That goes back to the energy things. That goes back to that mindset thing. That is like, fuck, I got to dedicate so much of my life to learning about this.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's the same thing within the music industry. It sounds like
Yeah.
it's the exact same no matter what.
Especially right now in this
Climate.
social media age.
Right.
that we live in, for sure.
But like he's saying, though, if one person who is somebody came across your song and liked it and reposted it, imagine how many other people are going to flock to it.
There is a lot of
And
that.
it's just
the
one
collaboration
song.
thing.
You get what I'm saying?
No, totally. So
There's a lot of people that blow up with literally one song.
that's
nothing else.
That's how it is in the hip hop industry.
Oh, yeah,
industry,
absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Like there'll be like these super small artists that are literally in the fucking trenches still, like in the hood still, and they, a TikToker or like Instagram star uses their song on one of their videos, or better yet, they get a feature on a super high level artist song, which I know is a dream for any artist, but that is definitely like, that's those are the overnight success stories that you hear about, which I know is 1 in a million, but it's still a chance. It's still a chance with social media. It's still a chance with all of the tools that we're given nowadays to like have outreach, because when you look at 10 years ago, like that shit didn't fucking exist. That was not a thing. Social media was like, we were still like just sharing random pictures and shit.
Yeah.
Like it was still random. You didn't really know what you were doing. Everybody was still trying to figure out what the fuck it was. Now, let me ask you, if you had help, if you had a team behind you, because you have a fucking amazing voice. And
thank you.
for anybody listening right now that has not heard Ekaterina's music and has not heard her voice, go listen to it. Go to her Instagram. I'm sure she has shit in her bio. I'm sure she has it on her Instagram.
Just go to
listen
Spotify.
to it. Go to Spotify. Go anywhere. Tell them
That's
where to
like
go.
the only reason I've heard one of your songs, because he like posted it on his story. And I was like, oh
Right.
shit. But it was weird. I don't know if I'm crazy, but do you have less of an accent when you sing?
Yes,
That's a
I feel
great
like
question.
I do. I feel like yes.
Oh, way less. That's why I was like, what the hell? When you're talking, sing, I was like, I think she has way less of an accent when she sings.
That's not uncommon for artists, though, right? For artists, I think artists with accents, I think that's not uncommon at all. Especially people from like the UK with that really thick accent.
Yeah.
No, bro. UK artists,
I swear to God.
sound like it.
No, dude, I swear. So think about early rock. None of those dudes had an accent, and they made a point to not have an accent. And super melodic singers don't have an accent, and they make a point because it does something different to the music and to the sound. I feel like, but also some artists let their accent play into their music because it makes it better.
Yeah.
And it enhances the music. Now, hip hop, dude.
Oh, well, that's
that
different.
shit's so fucking thick you can't understand a word they're saying, dude. It sounds so bad. I'm gonna be real. It sounds bad.
Yeah.
Some people love it.
To us.
You're right. They're blowing up, dude. UK hip hop artists are fucking going crazy. But are they going crazy in America?
No.
Nah, let's be real. They're not, dude. They're fucking not. They're not going crazy in America.
There's a couple songs I like, but not really.
Nah, I don't like any of them. I don't like any of them, dude. I don't like any of them. So what I was saying was, would you, trying to word this properly. Would you be more passionate, and would you want to put more of your energy and more of your time? Because I know you're still really passionate about it, but would you want to put more energy and time into it if you had the help to do so? If you had
absolutely.
somewhat of a team behind you, whether it be to set up Instagram content and to help you and show you how to push your content, how to make videos, show you how to utilize Reels, show you how to utilize all of these different tools to take the stress off of you.
Absolutely, yes. That would be like a dream come true. Yes, it would be a very nice, set of people. What did I say? Like, team of people who are working on something. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I probably haven't found a reason for myself to push so hard,
Right.
Because I always have to have some freaking kind of divine reason why I'm doing things,
Okay.
even though like I do have not couple of albums, but I would say like an album about breakup and stuff.
Okay.
And I feel like those songs would help somebody. Yes.
And also maybe having a team of people behind you to help you create new music as well. More music constantly, just constantly fucking flooding the market.
Collaborate. Yeah. The collaboration of it.
Right.
Yes. I would absolutely love to have team of people who help me with that, of course.
So like that is the idea behind this podcast. Is what this podcast is slowly becoming is like, I want to help local artists. I want to help local creatives and local business owners, local artists have a place to sit down and like not only get their message out, what they're about, what they're promoting, what they're doing, but also having a platform where multiple creatives are doing that same thing. And they're like, holy shit, like we are all creating this community, this network community for artists and creatives to help each other within Reading, because we don't really have a super big like creative scene in Reading. Mm-hmm. But from what I have seen and from the people I'm meeting and the doors that are opening, like it's a lot bigger than I thought.
Yes, we do have some amazing people in
like,
here.
There's a lot of really fucking cool people that are doing a lot of really, really cool things in Reading. Mm-hmm. Whether that stems from Bethel or the music, hip hop music that's surrounding Bethel right now. And like shout out, like The Apartment on Instagram is a record label that's in Reading. And they're fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
And like the vibes are fucking amazing. They've rented out this apartment and they manage people and they create music for people and they create music themselves as well. They just put an album. It's faith-based music. And like that is what this podcast is. That is my goal. That is my vision. That is the direction we're headed. That is why I've aligned certain people up for the next few weeks. So I guess my next thing is we will have to talk on like how we can help you, because we have the resources to do that. We have the equipment to do that. We have invested tens of thousands of dollars into everything that we could possibly need. So like that is my next thing, is like, how do I help creatives as well? So we'll talk about that.
Okay. That sounds nice. Thank you.
There's a lot of stuff going on in Reading though. Like
there is, dude.
But
there
like
really
you said, is we don't hear about it
exactly
until everybody hears about
it. But
so,
I fucking promise you, like, as long as creators as a whole have a meeting place to have long form conversation, so potential fan base, potential following can understand what you're about in a long form content and understand who you are as a person, not just through your music, but through your personality. That is going to enhance your following.
Absolutely. Yes.
And I don't like, it's taken me a while to realize like that is what I wanted to do. But it really was after Branden left out of town and I was forced to like sort of figure out what I was going to do, who I was going to have on, if I wanted to, because me and Branden's dynamic is that of fucking around. We have a good time. We make people laugh. We are wild as fuck. And we, that's what we do, which is not going to go away. It's going to be on a different platform. It's going to be behind a very small paywall. It'll be on Patreon. You pay $2 to get exclusive behind the scenes content of basically a vlog style podcast, the leading up to all the shit we cut out, all the shit we don't cut out. You'll get a full lecture podcast a week. And it's for fucking $2. You're not going to miss the $2. You're not going to care about $2. But you're going to be able to see some wild ass shit. You're going to be able to see some people that we may or may not we have on this podcast. Maybe, people that don't align with what we're doing here. They'll join us on Patreon, But with that being said, let's take a quick break. You guys good to take a break real quick?
Yeah.
All right. And we're back in, guys. So Branden asked a great question right before we came back in. Are men in the United States more polite than men in Russia?
Okay, so you guys are more friendly.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not gonna generalize because people are different in general. This is
totally.
Like so stupid to generalize.
Do it anyways. We love it.
Also, I feel like people more in a smaller town, more tolerant and
Very.
yeah, more patient, more loving, more caring, compassionate. I don't know. Like, I feel like Reading people are so much nicer than people in Los Angeles.
Oh, no, for sure. It's a way slower way of life. The way we were raised was different. Our values and our morals, the things that are important to us are different than people in a bigger city where life is fast and there's so much competition and you're fighting for your fucking spot.
It's so much ego in this big city that it's insane. It's crazy.
Los Angeles was built around fame. Like Hollywood is Los Angeles, and everybody within Los Angeles has this idea of making it to the top to where they aren't necessarily famous, but have a fuckload of money so they could be the one buying the fucking $10 million house because their $1 million house is a fucking shack in Los Angeles. Everybody has that idea to just make it, just make it, just make it, just make it, just make it. And fucking, they're just fighting for that shit. We have it here. We've made there isn't much to make in a small town. Like, you make 70 grand a year, you're doing good. You make 70 grand a year in LA, you're fucked. You're fucked. Here, it's awesome. Like that's cool. You're doing great here. There's not really, you have a nice house. You and your wife got nice cars. You have a family. It's simple. It's simple in a small town. Is it where you come from? Remind me where you come from in Russia. I remember we talked about this before. Where?
So it's Eastern Siberia part of Russia, closer to, Japan, China, Mongolia to the east, right? And my town has only 600,000 people. So it's not like Los Angeles. It's not like a million people.
But it's still pretty big, though.
It's a little bit bigger than Reading, yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot bigger than Reading.
Yeah,
yes.
Reading's
It's
about...
like 6 times.
Yeah, Reading's about 100, 150.
No, what?
Yeah, 150,000. 100,000, 150.
Last time I looked, it was like 90.
Yeah. Maybe. Fuck, I don't know. But pretty close. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. There was something else I wanted to ask you about Russia.
Yeah.
I can't remember, though. It doesn't matter.
Is it cold?
Is it cold? Okay, so the back to men being more polite here or more tolerant or more patient. Obviously, the men in older generations, now, such as maybe not your dad's age, but maybe the generation before. Yeah, let's just say your parents' generation. The men in that generation, are they very different from the men in your generation?
I think it's not about the generation. I think it's about the culture and mentality that... Are you asking about the difference between generation of older men than generation of younger men?
Right.
I think it doesn't depend on that. I think it depends on the manners and the stigmas that people were raised on. You know what I'm saying? Because in Russia, for instance, it was so hard for me to get used to this emancipation thing because I got used to being taken care of.
Of course.
I got used to that, man opening the doors for me. I got used to that man helping me out. I got used to that man never let women to carry heavy things around, which in the United States is pretty normal because it's emancipation and people are fighting for equal rights, which is, I think...
So that's because they asked for it.
I mean, yes.
Okay.
Like, if we really want to break it down, like, women do ask for that.
They ask for it.
But I understand what you're saying as well with the... What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? God damn it. What is it called? You open the door for a woman, you carry things for them, you take their bags, their coat, whatever it is. What's the word? BMO?
No, I don't know. I was just I just basically meant, you said to not to generalize it, but I was asking a general question, just on a day-to-day basis, the males here to compare to the males there. It's because I have no idea. I just see videos of Russia, obviously, and these dudes seem fucking psychotic.
Right.
They can be. Absolutely. Yes.
So it seems I think that's what we were asking.
So generally, I think they're all like that. And I'm like, I wonder how it is for women over there.
That's why I asked. is it different from the older generation to the younger? Because maybe the younger generation's more modernized, more understanding, not as hard, not waking up and drinking vodka for breakfast like that is our idea of some, like
Yeah,
maybe
for
your
real.
father's generation or an older, little bit older generation. We have the idea of these dudes wake up, they grab their bottle of vodka, they chug their vodka, they go out, they wrestle their pet bear, they get it on with the bear, they go to fucking work in
That's
a steel.
exactly what my dad is doing
In
every
a,
day.
in a steel, they go to work in a steel factory
Yeah.
and just they're just men. That is not how it is at all, right?
No.
Okay, got it. So why the fuck are we lied to? Why are we lied to, Brandon?
It's the internet, dude.
Is it the movies or is it the internet?
It's Hollywood.
Well, we see Dagestan. We see Khabib. We see fucking, he's literally wrestling bears as a child. There's videos of him wrestling a bear as a child.
Yeah,
So-
but he's also a hella polite ass dude.
He is. Oh, that's true. He literally,
He's very calm, very soft spoken, hella calm dude.
his mannerisms are that of like very, very like
But he's just a
polite
savage.
and family based. Anything for his family, period. If his family does not accept, it doesn't happen. Period. He said he told his dad or his mom or dad that he wasn't going to fight anymore. So he's not going to fight anymore because he made that promise. That's fucking crazy. America doesn't. We don't have values like that. Like, I think the majority of Americans would probably be like, "Whoa, I'm going to fight. I know I said I wouldn't, but I'm going to fight." So
Sorry.
an everyday Russian male, not like that. They're not drinking vodka for breakfast. Is what you're saying.
No.
Okay.
Vodka and a cigarette for breakfast.
That's exactly
Right.
what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Normal, just fucking, there's regular fucking people.
Well, first of all, that's a very funny idea of a brutality right here. Okay.
I
Very
know.
primitive.
It is. It
funny.
is.
It's funny that, males in Russia are in general not supposed to, but according to standards, they have to take a responsibility for their family, for their pack that they carry. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the biggest pride for a Russian male to be responsible for his pack, you know?
Really? Okay.
That's kind of
I
thing.
mean,
Of course, we have, different kind of people.
right.
Somebody who can't, take responsibilities, or maybe females are stronger mentally, or different kind of situations, of course. But maybe that's how I was raised, even though I feel like my parents, they were pretty equal, to be honest. My dad was strong and my mom was strong. But I feel in general like men are actually taking care of me when I'm there.
Got it. Okay.
When in here, it's kind of like not more than a drink in a bar,
Right.
That
Right.
kind of thing.
Like you're kind of on your own. Like you do your own thing. You're on your own.
Yes.
But we've been conditioned to that as Americans, though. So the idea that we have to not that we don't want to do things for women, or we don't want to go above and beyond or go out of our way for women. It's some women do take offense to that. Like, oh, you think I can't fucking do this myself? Fuck off. Like
I
that
think
is
it's
how
stupid.
American women are.
Girls, you have to take advantage of
That's
Take
it.
advantage
See,
of
dude,
I've been preaching
I was
that for
fucking arguing
days.
this the other day.
I've
Put
been
it
saying
back
that
in
for
the
days.
kitchen. Jesus Christ.
It's not about being in the kitchen. It's about being free, but at the
I
same
know.
time, I feel
Yeah.
like, men like taking care of women.
We do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I like.
But the problem is, though, in America, is they preach that they want to do these things and they want to be independent until it comes to doing those things.
Yes.
a lot of the time,
Then it comes to doing it themselves, and they're like, "Fuck this."
or there's a double standard. Like, I want to be independent. I want to be this. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Fuck all. Fuck men. Until, they'll do that with the majority of things over here. But these things, I don't want to be equal in these things. I want to be a woman in
Women
these things.
fighting for freedom to express themselves and
Yeah.
not being in some kind of limits that sometimes males are putting on females, because I can see where this coming from, where is emancipation coming from. Like I'm in it myself, you know. I feel like I have to know how to take care of myself, so I don't depend on anybody, so I can build relationship on love and trust, and you know, some kind of,
of course,
yes,
something of substance, not just being a woman and you're a man and you're taking care of me and I'm submissive.
Because it's more like that kind of relationship is very dangerous in the way of codependency, first of all, and second of all, tyranny, home abuse, you know.
Totally. Control.
Yeah,
control,
exactly.
For
Literally,
sure.
yeah, that's just complete control. Yeah, that's...
Which is, it's understandable in that aspect as like why women would want to, it's understandable in all aspects why women would fight so hard to just be equal. And I and everybody in this room is obviously like in support of that. No questions asked. That's not even a thing. I think everybody is, you know, like in a lot of ways, women are stronger than men in the ways that when you witness a woman go through childbirth, you have a different level of respect for a woman.
Oh my God, yes.
And what they can handle and what they're capable of handling and how precious that time is, that moment is.
Yes.
So it gave me a different level of respect. But I think in general, most people do understand why women fight so hard for equality. I think the pushback comes from the hardcore feminist wanting to be equal in only certain areas and then shitting on men in the other areas. Because that is very common. That's very fucking common.
Yeah, I think that women fighting for equal rights in certain areas is okay. But for everything doesn't make sense.
Right.
At all.
Like it's worse. It's worse for the woman. Like you don't like.
That's what I'm saying. Literally take advantage
worse.
of like
Ekaterina said. Like, hey, pull it back a little bit here.
I feel like females, we have other power than that.
Right.
Like that we have to explore, especially right now in this age.
Give the most powerful thing in the world.
Literally.
Thank you.
A vagina.
Exactly.
Having children.
Having a vagina.
Yes.
Is the most powerful thing that you could have. Literally.
Literally, no, it controls the world. It's one of the reasons why.
It controls males, bro.
Well, period. Like, it's one of the reasons why early on, before men understand any form of financial success, everything we do is to have sex. Anything we do, everything we do early on in our teenage years, specifically in our teenage years, the way we dress, the way we talk, the friends we hang out with, the places we go, are my chances of fucking tonight greater if I do this? Okay, that's what I'm fucking doing. And that as a young man, your brain can't focus on anything else. And especially after you get sex for the first time, it's fucking all over. It's all over. That's the only thing that matters until you get out of puberty, until you reach a stage of like, all right, I got to start prioritizing things a little bit better. Then you're not thinking with your dick at that point. You're starting to think a little bit more coherently. Would you agree with that, though?
No, I totally agree, dude.
Totally.
As like a teenage male growing up, for me, pleasure was first, and then
food,
feeling. No. Like in like a relationship status,
right.
Pleasure, and then like the feelings and shit.
Totally. There was never a thought
when
in
you were
my
younger,
mind,
though. When you were younger,
when I was younger, of course. You know, and today, of course, yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, for sure, when you're younger, there is never a thought in your mind, is this person going to be a good girlfriend? Or is our relationship going to be healthy? What does she have to bring to the table? What can she offer? No. Am I going to be able to fuck this girl tonight or not? No? Okay. Then we're not, or I don't know. I'm going to try anyways. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I'm going to give it a shot anyways and still get turned down. It is what the fuck it is. Why are young men like that, dude? Why are we such animals? It's almost like primal. It's almost like a primal fucking way to think.
It's crazy too, dude, because I don't know, like it totally is. And I don't know what year or like what age or when it it completely switched for me.
Totally.
Like, I don't even give a shit. Like, I almost feel like I have to have like an emotional connection with somebody to even like want to have sex with
dude,
them.
I won't.
Which blows my mind.
I've been in a relationship for 7 years. I can't think about being around a female that I can't have a conversation. You can't understand the conversation we're having? No, I literally cannot even talk to you, let alone think about having sex with you. Think about creating like our intense interaction, like
straight up. That's
passionate interaction. Like, no, what the fuck? That's
like,
crazy.
That's like going out and like, oh, you're going to hook up with somebody, like random hookups and shit. I don't even think about it anymore.
I can't imagine why you would, you know what I mean?
Just because it's like, bro, for what?
Like, you reach a certain point in your life, a certain level of maturity. And also, you're not a young kid with nothing going on in his life. You have obligations, you have priorities. You're not just fucking them off for pussy, you know what I mean? Like, you have things to take care of. So you're like, well, if I'm going to give my time and energy to this woman, are you going to be a good fit for me? Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Straight up. Honestly.
Totally. Totally.
So fucking weird. I don't know when it happened, but it happened.
For females, is it kind of like that for you? Are you in the same boat? Like, you're not going to, I mean, are you okay with one night stands with just some guy that you're attracted to solely based off of attraction?
But you can't ask her as females. It would just be her personal.
Okay. Yeah. But we're talking about from a male's point of view though.
Yeah, but not every male thinks the same as me because I know people that are still going out there trying to look for one night hookups.
You're right. Totally. Yeah.
Still don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. Totally right. So from your point of view, I guess. Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know because I wasn't in different boats. I was nymphomaniac at some point earlier in life. Now I can't have sex without emotional connection as well. So I don't know. But it depends. Sometimes it's just chemistry. Sometimes it just happens, you know? And why to hold on? If you don't have anybody waiting for you at home, you know?
Totally. Fuck yeah.
Seriously, don't get me wrong. Like I'm not promiscuous or anything, but I'm definitely for like a stable partnership and stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes those kind of connections can bring you somewhere where you didn't expect to appear.
For sure.
That will lead you somewhere. And it's kind of based on instincts and your feeling and flow. I don't know how to.
No, I totally understand.
So you're saying cheating is totally okay.
So cheating's good to go.
I'm just kidding.
No.
All right, guys. You guys ready to get some fucking current events? We got some wild ass shit going on in the world.
Forgot about those.
Are you want to get us current events or nah?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool.
Let's get it, boy.
Let's fucking do it. This shit just happened literally a couple hours ago, right before we sat down on the podcast. Frontier Airlines suspends flight attendant for duct taping unruly passenger. Let's watch this video clip real quick, Trev. This motherfucker is sitting in an airplane seat. He is duct taping. This flight attendant is duct taping this apparently fucking unruly man. He looks like he's just chilling there. He's putting duct tape over his mouth and he's wrapping it around the seats over and over and over and over.
This looks fake as fuck.
Oh no, dude, this literally just happened today.
Why? Okay, why is it dark on the plane?
It's dark on the plane, dog. They're up in the air.
It's not dark on planes.
It's nighttime.
Yes.
They got hella lights in airplanes.
People are sleeping. They turn the lights off and shit.
Okay. Wait, okay, was this dude just passed out hammered or something?
Okay, so Trev, there's another video right below that in the notes. Oh, did I not airdrop it to you? Or what's that video right there, Trev?
Because there's no way this dude's just sitting there like this.
Go back. Go back.
Right, duct tape me.
So for listeners who are watching another video, okay, so this dude, so he's yelling, he's screaming. Do we got any sound on this bitch? Oh shit.
He didn't have his mask on.
Damn, so he tries to throw a punch at that dude. He catches it and they sit his ass down and duct tape his ass. So leading up to this man was in the bathroom. He spilled a drink on himself. He got too drunk on the flight. He spilled a drink on himself. He goes to the bathroom to change his shirt. The flight attendant, because he's too hammered, gets him a shirt, hands him a shirt. He comes out of the bathroom shirtless, grabbing on the flight attendant's tits and ass, groping them and shit, and screaming at passengers, just belligerently fucking drunk. And then he eventually goes to his seat. He's yelling at people, yelling at the flight attendant, and then swings on the flight attendant, sits his ass down, duct tapes the fuck out of them. Now, from what I understand, this isn't the first time that this airline's done this to somebody. Trev, if you scroll down, there'll be another picture, I believe.
What are they flying? Who was this?
Yeah, so previously in the year, a woman was duct taped down, looking like a fucking fool too, and that was in
They duct tape their mouths. Is the craziest part.
I know, dude. The craziest part. That's when I seen this video, I was like, I can't believe they're duct taping their fucking mouths, dude.
Just think about it. Just sit here right now and just try to just breathe solely through your nose.
Oh,
bro.
dude. Imagine in panic mode, you're freaking out. You're in full panic mode, and somebody's covering their mouth. Dude, fuck out of here, dude. So this dude was arrested. The flight attendants, even though they shouldn't have gotten in trouble at all, but I think they might have got suspended and are under an investigation, but hopefully they don't get fired, because what the fuck else were they supposed to do, you know? I don't know. I think I kind of do agree with the duct tape. Like, what else? Like, how else can you control this fucking psychotic person that's on the loose?
Like on a plane. What else do you do?
Right.
But it makes sense that they're like suspended or whatever, because like say somebody pulls a gun on a cop and the cop shoots him. He has like a bereavement period or whatever they call it, right? To
investigate.
Same type of shit.
Yeah, same.
It's a case.
Do you think this is okay, Ekaterina? Think this is fine? Should we duct tape everybody on the plane? That should be the new seatbelt. The flight attendant comes around and duct tapes you to the seat. A nice, good measure over the mouth, you know?
If you were in the seat in front of him and seen that happen, what would you be thinking?
No, I would be happy, actually.
You'd be happy?
Yes, if like that guy would be like behind me, yes, duct tape.
Fuck yeah.
Seriously.
Especially like, say you're a single mother, you got your child there with you. This dude's freaking the fuck out behind you, throwing punches. Everybody's in this video. Everybody's like clapping and laughing and like making fun of him, obviously.
Yeah.
But should they tape over their mouths?
Yeah, I don't.
Eventually, they're gonna shut up, right?
I mean, okay. The only time they should tape over their mouths is if they're like trying to spit on the passengers and shit.
Yeah.
Like spitting on the kid, the 5-year-old next to him. The 5-year-old's grabbing the spit off and putting it in their mouth because they're too young to understand. You know,
they could just duct tape them and just knock them out.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. That dude looks strong as fuck. He caught that punch. Not only did he catch the punch, but he bit the dude's arm behind his back.
Look at the punch this dude threw, though, dude.
Threw him in the fucking seat. I know it was pretty wild, but threw him in the fucking seat and somehow was able to detain him enough to wrap duct tape around. That's fucking insane, dude. This dude's tough as fuck.
Look at this punch, though.
I mean, it was a pretty solid one, dude.
No.
It wasn't a pretty solid one? No, he came down with a hammer, dude.
Like this, dude.
He came down with a hammer. It was like a hammer toss, dude.
Nah.
Oh, dude,
my man seen that coming from a mile away.
Dude, he did. And that dude's big too. Look at his arms. That dude's big. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes when he catches that punch. He's calm.
Mm-hmm.
He's really fucking calm. He's not like.
That's what I said, dude. Alcohol.
He's not scared. He's not angry. He's just calm.
Proof that alcohol is the worst drug, dude. You get arrested just trying to get home.
True that, dude. Just trying to get home from your vacation. This could have been Branden. Branden, was this you?
Nah, bro. They didn't even serve alcohol on our flight.
What?
Yeah.
Youth of spirit.
When you fly, do you get drunk? Do you drink on the planes?
I mean, some planes I actually offer it.
Yeah.
Like a bottle
have a drink.
Of wine, a little one,
Right.
not the bottle. But
Right.
Yeah.
Bottle, you know?
See, but I wouldn't even want to drink on the plane, though, dude, because we were on a little plane, too. Like, it wasn't
Spirit?
very big. No,
You flew
United.
Spirit?
United.
You flew the Greyhound in the sky?
I flew United, and I'm never flying United again
Oh,
because we broke down.
You flew United after everything we've talked about on the podcast, Brandon.
Bro,
We've had like
did I tell you
5 current events on United.
the plane
dudes.
broke down.
No.
Swear to God, we
Shut the fuck up, dude.
back out of the freaking terminal or whatever, get on the runway, and the check engine light comes on, and the engine's shut off.
Shut the
They had to
fuck
tow
up,
us
dude.
back. We sat on the plane for 2 extra hours. And
On
then,
the runway.
Yeah, no. We sat on an hour on the runway, and then like back to the terminal or whatever the hell they call it for another hour. The mechanic came on board. There was some Mexican dude that I couldn't understand, and we're like, "What happened?" He goes, sensor."
Oh
sensor.
my fucking
And we're like,
Lord,
oh,
dude.
all right. And the sketchiest part is when we got back to San Francisco and we're getting off the plane, the front flight attendant, she was in all black, so she like seemed more like seniority over everybody else.
Okay, yeah.
She kept going to the cockpit. She looked like she was sweating bullets when we were getting off the plane, and she just kept saying, "I'm happy we got you guys home safe." And I was like, wow, why the fuck is that some shit you say after we
my
broke
Lord,
down on the
dude.
runway?
This is why you don't take cheap planes, dude. You don't buy a cheap flight.
I
That's the
didn't
fucking
buy
reason.
the flight. It was part of the package.
It's either
I didn't pick.
dude, you're going to Mexico. You better be lucky you didn't get on a 2-passenger plane, dude.
I didn't pick the flight.
You
It was
better
just
be
part of the
lucky.
package.
I know. You're lucky that package didn't include a 3-person plane. You and the 2 pilots, dude. And
Bro,
all 8 of you just getting different planes and head off.
We were unlucky though that they didn't serve alcohol,
Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
Shit
That's
sucks.
what happens when you take the Greyhound of the sky, dog.
especially when you're sitting on the plane for 2 hours, broken down.
We all know you drank before you fucking got on the flight. Who are we kidding, dude?
No,
You didn't drink before you got on the flight?
no, because because basically we had to pack up and be out of the hotel by 11, and our ride to the airport was at 11:15,
No shit.
and then we sat in a little restaurant there at the
Son
airport,
of a bitch.
and it was like, and we had 1 beer.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Dan D usually puts down at least 6 fucking vodka and OJs on his flights, dude.
The flight there, we didn't drink either, but that's because the night before, because we stayed the night in San Francisco because our flight was at 8:50 in the morning the next day.
Yeah.
So we got fucked up the night before and went to Dave and Buster's.
Jesus Christ. Have you been to Dave & Buster's before?
Yeah, I love that.
I
Dave &
never
Buster's
have.
is
I've
sick,
never
dude.
gone.
And dude, the funnest part of the trip was going to Dave and Buster's.
Before you even fucking left?
Swear to God,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, dude.
Yeah, spent $360 on a 49ers football helmet.
Oh
At
my
a silent
God. Dude.
auction.
What is wrong
I
with
wrote
you?
it down joking, like acting like I was going to buy it for Steve, thinking that somebody else would bid. The next morning, I get a text saying that I bought it.
Oh, I seen that.
Yeah. So
Oh God, dude. Are you gonna fucking display it behind you in the studio and then take it home with you every night or what?
nah, I'm just gonna give it to Steve for his birthday.
You're a good guy, dude.
Fuck the Niners, dude.
You're a good friend. You know that? You got him fucking
But I didn't mean to. That's the shit.
You got him killer tickets for his
No,
birthday.
he bought me tickets.
Oh yeah, the vice
Bought
versa.
me
Yeah, that's
tickets.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. Oh yeah, I guess it's only fair.
We love each other.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at it like that way. I totally did it as a joke, thinking that this auction was gonna keep going.
Of course.
No.
No,
That was the
you
last
fucking
night.
want it.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. But whatever.
Trev, give us another one, dog. Please and thank you. Let's get into the baby. Let's get into baby. You want to talk about this? You want to talk about the baby?
Who?
The baby?
Oh, the homophobic thing?
Yeah. So at Rolling Loud,
She's like,
everybody
who the fuck is that?
everybody so do you know first off, do you know who the baby is?
DaBaby, we play it him sometimes in the stores.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so just a fucking huge hip hop artist and makes a lot of good music. So he was on Rolling Loud. He was at Rolling Loud on stage during his performance. He kind of turns his back to the crowd. He's talking to the crowd in between songs, I believe. And he says, if you don't have HIV, AIDS, or any of those sexually transmitted diseases that'll kill you within 3 to 5 weeks, put your phone lights up in the air. If you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, put your phone lights up in the air. Which that was pretty funny.
So nobody put their phones up.
That was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty funny because it was just a random thing for him to say. And then he also said, he had said something else. I don't know. It was like homophobic in a sense, you know. Well, a lot of people were pissed off about that, obviously. Clearly. That was the stupidest fucking thing he could have done. I kind of understand.
But he wasn't like, if you're gay and have HIV, shut your light off. You know what I mean?
Nobody, you know the day and age that we're in, dude. You can't do shit like that.
Okay, but if you're taking offense to having those or spreading those,
dude, yeah, you shouldn't be taking offense. Totally. You're a fucking pussy for that shit. But the day and age that we are in, that's the way it is, dude. Like,
sucking the dick in the parking lot has nothing to do with gay people.
I think it was, if you're not one of those gay dudes sucking dick in the parking lot, I think it was more along that lines. I can't remember. I'm sure the quote is fucking right here. Can you go to just a different article for us, Trev? Yeah, I think it was something along those lines, but he is now from that one fucking deal. He's been canceled from Rolling Loud, Day in Vegas, Lollapalooza, and one or two other events. I think I understand, like, kind of why he did this, because rap stars, rap artists are more or less like uncancelable. Rap is like the last outlet that you can get away with pretty much saying anything. Anything you want, you can pretty much get away with saying it regardless. And he figured, like, he's in front of his fan base. He's in front of, like, not his fan base, but like hip hop fan base, in front of wild motherfuckers that are just going to laugh it off. You know, he's wild, he's crazy, whatever. Obviously, it didn't fucking go like that for him. It ended terribly and quite possibly like destroyed his fucking career. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he comes out of that. So
he said, if you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2 to 3 weeks, then put your cell phone lighter up. Ladies, if your pussy smells like water, put your cell phone lighter up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lighters up.
Yeah, okay. So that was the homophobic remarks that he had made, and quite.
See, but if I heard somebody say that, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, he's saying."
But people that do identify with that particular fucking group, do take offense to that though. Like, that's the problem. That's what the issue. Like, me and you, like, we're not a part of that group. Those statements don't affect us at all. So naturally, we're not going to take offense to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but somebody saying, like, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, that's basically just saying, like, if you're not dick riding somebody, like, you're kind of in a sense. That's how I kind of would take it, I guess.
I guess it's all on how you take it, but I think it really doesn't even matter how you take it these days. We all know how sensitive everybody is and how much of a touchy subject LGBTQ is, how much of a touchy subject people with disabilities and diseases at all is. For fuck's sake, if you call somebody a midget or you call somebody that's paralyzed like a derogatory term, you're ableist. For simply making fun of something that is evident and true, you're ableist. Did you not know that?
No. I agree. But
if you make fun of somebody's old age, you're ageist. You know, like, we are in an extremely sensitive society. We know that. We fucking talked about this many, many times.
It's just funny because, like, if your pussy smells like water, so it's like, oh, if some chick knows that her pussy don't smell good or doesn't smell, if it smells at all,
right.
Now they're offended.
Or they're like, fuck, I never had nobody tell me that. God damn it.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Water don't smell.
I'm assuming there was no offense being taken to that part of it, but does this ruin his career? Do you think he makes a comeback from this? Because we know that rap is so free, hip hop is so free. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
You know, you think it, like, after the blowback and after
these public stages won't let him come out because of that reason, but it's not going to, his music career is not going to stop.
Right. Okay.
He says offensive shit in his music all the time that these people probably wouldn't listen to in the first place.
Exactly.
So,
but he has done a lot of features with artists that do like identify with these groups and like, holy fuck, like, why would you do this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, they're upset about it because they're like, oh, I thought you weren't that person.
Either they're upset or they're taking advantage of,
right.
Get my name out in the media and blow me up more by saying, why'd you say that?
So that is a lot of, let's be fucking real. All of these events, they don't give a fuck about any of those groups that were mentioned in that statement. They don't care. They care about ticket sales. They care about numbers and they care about money. They care about the performers that are coming on the stage. But if you notice at all of these different events, they all followed suit in kicking DaBaby off of fucking their events. And then what happened? Those events got put into the media. So now, along with Lollapalooza and Rolling Loud, the fucking event in Vegas, the event over here in Tennessee, they're all being mentioned, to whereas before they probably wouldn't have been mentioned, and they fucking look good for doing it.
Yep.
They're following along now.
Yeah.
True. Or they do have either like lesbian or gay artists,
Or that,
multiple of them, that they'd be like, oh, DaBaby's going to be there.
Right.
I'm not going to show up.
Right.
So it's one artist or four.
Exactly. And then
If I can have a bigger crowd for four people than one.
Lollapalooza, who took DaBaby spot? Thug did. Young Thug did. I would rather see Thug any day than fucking that fuck. That's me. Young Thug's my favorite artist, but I mean, that's a pretty fucking awesome trade-off for somebody that is labeled homophobic, getting traded out for somebody that legitimately is very well known for wearing dresses and being very feminine and just dyed his hair pink and pink Lamborghini and wears women's clothing. Like, yes, he's pretty fucking out there, but
if one artist
it makes them look good.
If one artist at one of these big ass festivals said one thing to offend you, are you not going to go to another one just because he's going to perform a one set?
Like I said, for me, I don't give a fuck. But like, I don't care. Like, I would not care. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you're going to go to a festival and an artist said something that you've seen on the internet that was offensive, are you going to say, I'm not going to go because he's going to be there?
Nobody would ever. I mean, if I would. What was the question?
Like if he was like, fuck Russia. And then you were going to.
Fuck him.
And then yeah, right? But
Yes.
but if you were going to go to a festival and he was going to be there, he was going to do one set.
Yeah.
Are you going to be like, he's there, I'm not going?
Right.
Or are you still going to go for everybody else?
No, of course not. Like of course I would go.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why I don't get why people are blowing this up.
It's a marketing play. It's a marketing play because Rolling Loud kicked them off. So now if these other events don't follow suit, they look bad. Oh, you're putting a homophobic, fucking sexist, fucking disease basher on your platform and paying him hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars to do so. You're fucking canceled now. You guys are pieces of shit. You should have canceled him. You should have removed him. They are just following suit to the fucking, for the looks, for the optics. It fucking sucks, but like that is where we live now.
True, but the point that I just proved is they're not going to lose their audience regardless if he's there or not.
You're totally right.
Audience. They will lose their audience anyway. DaBaby is a celebrity. He has to watch his mouth.
No, absolutely. Oh yeah.
He
No, I
does.
totally agree at that point. Yeah, he should. Yeah, definitely. I do. I completely agree with that. But like I said,
his music streaming
if
is
he
still going
said
to
something
happen.
that offended you and it's just one person and there's 12 other artists, you're still going to go to see those other artists. So they're not going to lose the audience just for having one person there for 40 minutes.
But they're not going to be invited to those, festivals or something, and it's completely normal because it's offending other people.
Right.
Oh,
right.
absolutely.
Yes.
But I'm just saying the audience isn't going to stop showing up.
No. But
no, to the festivals, no.
Yeah, no. I wonder if his fan base drops off, and I wonder how much money he loses from this because
his fan base is not going to drop off. That's what I'm saying, because you can find probably some homophobic slurs and shit in his music already.
You can, but he is super fucking mainstream, dude. You gotta think, you hear this motherfucker on the radio every day, dude. It never stops. So does this fuck up his radio play now?
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's so much money, dude. That artists make so much money from that shit.
Okay, from the mainstream shit though, yes, he will lose that shit. But besides that, his audience is not going away. And he's still going to do his solo concerts, and people are still going to book this dude.
Right.
Because his audience...
No, I think you're right. I do. I don't think
his audience are these people regardless.
That's a good point.
So his career's far from over.
Right.
And everybody knows this guy to be completely fucking reckless.
He is, dude. He's wild. Dude, since the time he's been famous, he's knocked people out. He's fucking He's fucking.
He's going to jail every other fucking day.
He's going to jail every other fucking day. I'm pretty sure he has multiple gun charges. Like, he's wild as fuck.
Yeah.
That's why when I heard it, like, I was kind of like, man, like, you can't do that. Like, you're gonna fuck yourself for that. Like, you're smarter than that.
He fucked up his mainstream shit for sure.
Yeah.
But there's those people that
those mainstream collabs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the motherfucker, I don't know. We can get into this for days because he like doesn't even collab that much. So, but his hardcore fan base is still going to be there, bro.
Right.
He's still going to be selling out shows.
Totally. Trev, do we got one more? I think we got a few more. But so Dua Lipa was a singer that came out and denounced him, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna look that up. She took her levitated song off of the mixtape, I think.
For real.
Yeah.
Damn.
And she replaced it with another song instead. So instead of that being on the album, it's not going to be on there no more.
Here you go.
I know Elton John came out, Madonna came out. Nobody gives a fuck about those people unless you really love music. But,
do you think
they came out?
Do you think it was her decision, or do you think it were the people behind her?
Label, probably.
It was probably the label, but I don't know. Maybe her ideals align with that as well. It's kind of hard to say. But
wasn't that song huge?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
her song with DaBaby, huge. Like, there's no way she was like, get rid of it. She would absolutely, bro.
But she's kind of following along. Her name gets pushed out there. She's a good person for it now. She gets more fans. She gets put out there in the media. Everybody's talking about her now. I didn't know who she was before this, I mean, I know a lot of people do, but the average consumer like myself, I didn't know who she was.
I didn't know who DaBaby is before.
Really?
Her.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. See, it's two totally different worlds.
I can't even, I don't know a Dua Lipa song.
Yeah, no, me neither. I don't know who she is.
You guys know, you just never paid attention.
Really?
Yes.
But I don't listen to
big.
She has a lot of hits.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't listen to radio and stuff at all.
No, me neither.
So it's hard for me to listen. I don't know. Mainstream stuff I don't listen to, I guess.
Yeah, totally. All right, Trev. What else we got, dog?
We got Dua Lipa songs.
I'm pretty sure you've heard one of them.
Yeah. New Rules is the first one. One Kiss.
Okay.
See, but I cannot listen to this and recite a line from any of these songs. I have no idea.
Heard the beat, though,
I think,
yeah.
Right.
All right, maybe I'm a closeted Dua Lipa fan.
So, our girl, dude, she did it. Simone Biles. She came back, dude. She came back. She got it together. She pulled it the fuck together. She shut off her brain. She fucking saddled up and she got it done. She took home the bronze after a long, brutal fucking week in China.
It's in Japan, bro.
Japan, China.
It's in Tokyo.
Tokyo,
China.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, who cares? You know what I mean? So she dropped out. For people who don't know, Simone Biles, she's a Olympic athlete that competes in the bar and competes in, I think that's what she specializes in is the bar, doing the crazy shit, bouncing on the bar, flips, spins, and she does.
Well, she runs across the mat and then does hella flips and shit.
And she does.
I don't know what it's called though.
She does the swinging bar with crazy fucking twists and shit. No. What is it called, Trev? Okay, Trev's don't fucking listen to me.
Yeah, I'm over here fucking.
So she is quite possibly one of the greatest women athletes to ever fucking exist. She dropped out earlier in the week after only competing, I think, in one event. I could be wrong, but I think it was only in one event. And due to mental health reasons, mental health issues, she was dealing with something that was called the twisties. It's called the twisties. So for people that specialize in this sport, what happens is under intense amount of pressure and stress, when you're up in the air, you have no idea what's up or down. You don't know if you've done one spin or two, and you can fucking hurt yourself. Yeah. And obviously, I mean, you're up in the air, fucking spinning all crazy and shit, bouncing on the bar and doing flips on this tiny bar. She said she had to drop out. That the world is outraged. The world is fucking outraged. This is one of our greatest Olympic athletes, period, whether she's male or female.
I think the people that were outraged are the people that aren't doing shit with their lives.
Of course. It's the same people that are outraged about football games. Let's be real. These fat fucks that have never played a sport in their fucking life. They peaked in high school. They're lazy as fuck. And they're just shitting on this poor girl for taking care of her mental health.
Yeah. Like, for America. It's like,
right.
Fuck America. I was kidding.
But like, and it's kind of crazy that she was even able to come back after all the scrutiny and all the fucking insane amount of shots that people took at her.
Yeah.
These giant news media outlets, like literally shitting on this poor girl. And then her aunt dies. Her aunt dies in the middle of all of this in the United States. And she's like, oh my, like, how can this get any worse? And then she shuts it off. Now today, she did that today. So she took bronze today. And I seen that, like, it was like happened an hour ago, right before the podcast. I was like, fuck yeah, cool. We're going to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
If I was her, I would have took my ass back home, bro.
She's a real fucking winner. So does this kind of relate to what we talked about a few weeks ago? Does this kind of relate to Sha'Carri Richardson and her scandal with testing positive for THC? And, you know, she got disqualified from the race. Me and you kind of sat here, and based off of logic and based off of principle, we kind of came to the conclusion that if you're an Olympic athlete putting on for America, showing up to this event, putting everything else aside, and doing what you came here to do, shutting off your brain as an athlete is huge, because as soon as you start to philosophize the fucking world and think about why you're here and where you're going and is this important to my life and are these people using me, you can't do that as an athlete, because that's going to fuck you up. All of that shit's true. You are being used. You are not getting paid for being at the Olympics. You're getting brand deals. Yes. You have worked your entire fucking life to get to this one fucking point. The pressure is immense. So as an athlete, you really have to fucking shut your brain off. Or maybe that's not even mutually exclusive to athletes. That might apply for anybody that's performing on a large scale. Shut that shit off. Like you have a responsibility to these people in your country to fucking perform and to fucking get this shit done, you know? And I'm not necessarily saying I believe that, but does that kind of apply? Does that kind of apply to the situation, or does that never apply when talking about mental health? And either of you are more than welcome to answer that. Do you think
Can you break me?
Yeah.
Can you break this question down?
Yeah. Do you think that she should have, done? Do you think she should have accomplished what she set out to do after training for 5 years, making it to the Olympics, being the best of the fucking best, showing up? The world is fucking counting on her. Why we put so much stock in fucking Olympic sports, I have no idea. Fucking every 2 years or whatever it is, everybody in America becomes a fucking Olympic expert. I don't know why we care about this so much, but we do.
Because, bro, it's basically like a world war.
It is. In a way, it is. You're right. Do you think she should have set her personal health and her personal mental health aside to accomplish what she came there to do? Or is that never acceptable and you should always focus on your personal and mental health before anything else?
I'm the wrong person to ask about that, because I would definitely choose myself.
Okay.
Yes, I don't care like what's going on. As far as my mindset, my stability, my emotional stability, and my mind stability, like I will sacrifice everything. Seriously.
Okay.
I know the responsibility of it,
right.
And maybe this is why she has such a great career and I don't have a great career. However, I don't know, but it's also extremely rewarding. So
right.
It really depends on the person. Like if I would be her and I would be passionate about what she does, I probably would put my mind aside.
Right.
My emotional health aside.
Right.
See, that's understandable because it's like going into work. They say like leave your personal life at home, right?
Yeah.
And every job expects that.
More or less.
Kind of doing her job. But at the same time, if you're wealthy enough already,
right,
and you know what you want, it's like, fuck it.
Now, we are talking obviously from a completely inexperienced standpoint. We don't know the pressure, the immense pressure of the world counting on you, obviously. Like, we don't know what that's like, but I can only imagine. The entire United States. All of us are like, you have to do this. You have to do this for your country. She's like, are you fucking serious? Like, I'm a kid still. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, I can't. I'm not right in the head. I don't know.
And it's not, but you're saying like, you have to. She doesn't have to.
Fuck no, she doesn't have to.
The fact of the matter is, though, is like,
but that's what we're saying as a country.
But it's not on her. It's on us. The fact that we're not okay with her going the fuck home and not competing is the problem.
And obviously I'm painting with a pretty broad brush and I'm mass generalizing because I don't care.
Like, well, there are a lot of people, like obviously her supporters that are like, do your thing, do whatever you got to do, right? Which is the way that it should be, because why would anybody remotely try to shit on her for not being in the right state of mind or health or whatever she's going through, to just say, fuck it, go home. You know what I mean? Who cares?
Yeah. And it's not like she wanted to fucking quit. She's worked her ass off to get here.
She fucking ran the last Olympics.
Right, exactly.
Like she won every gold medal. Like, goddamn.
Exactly. I remember her face from the last Olympics. I don't remember anybody besides Michael Phelps. I don't know why. Everybody just knows him. They've marketed and branded him very well. But I remember her face. I remember her from the last Olympics. Like, that's how big of a fucking deal she is. And I don't care about the Olympics at all. I care about what it signifies. And like Brandon's saying, it is kind of a war between countries. Who's the fucking best?
Yeah.
Russia's cheaters.
Of course.
No, Russia's fucking beat our ass in a couple of sports this year. Particularly after she dropped out, they fucking stomped all over us. And that was one of the reasons why it was such a big deal that she dropped out, because they were like, dude, you're gonna let Russia fucking do this to us? You're gonna fucking let them kill us like this? I'm pretty sure the woman that holds the most medals is from Russia. And she's one away from fucking being at that same level with her, which is like a ridiculous amount of medals. But she took home bronze. She fucking did it. She pulled it together. She won. She's on the podium. She got bronze. That's a fucking win. That's a win. It's better than no win at all. Or if she didn't win first, did we lose? Is it first or nothing?
See, but I don't fucking know, dude.
Is it first or nothing, guys?
If you're not first, you're last.
If you're not first, you're last, dude. Get off the fucking podium.
He's all dead. Well, hell, Ricky, I was high when I said that. There's second, there's third.
See, I wish that I could really understand that movie reference. I know it's a movie reference, but I only know it because it's a meme as well. I'm just a bad movie person, dude.
All right.
Are you good at movies? Have you immersed yourself in American movie culture?
Of course.
Of course.
Yes.
Is that something you did anyways in Russia?
Yeah, I mean, we like American movies.
Okay.
Of course.
Is your favorite movie The Titanic?
It used to be when I was 6.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
When I was 6. Jesus fucking Christ, Brandon.
And then it was all fake.
Trev was trying to break down to us the other day how it was fake.
Really?
Yeah, how the Titanic was fake.
Yeah.
I believe in it.
Trev thinks the Titanic was fake.
That's the first ever incident of insurance fraud.
Bro, it was fake as hell.
Wow.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I just mean it was fake that, like, my boy Leo out there, the way we used to be back in the day, it was men first. You know what I'm saying? He would have been like, sorry, fucking,
dude.
whatever her name is.
Dude, there's not a chance in hell that Leo would have allowed, what was her name? I can't remember her name.
There's like Rose or something.
Rose, I think so. Rose, just sit on that fucking floating piece of wood and him be in the water, dude. It was women last back in those days. Always. It was women last. Unless you were in public in front of people, then it was open the doors. But the woman always walks behind you, and
It's the movie about love.
it is. It is.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true because Jack was different. Jack, the reason she left her husband
Yeah.
that was so wealthy was because he was different. He put her first. He painted a picture of her. He was in love with her. He showed her what love was instead of the cliche, like I was just talking about her husband. You're behind me. You fucking formal. You don't talk unless I talk to you. That sort of deal. That's true. That's true. But let's be real. He would have put her last. If it was the life or death, he would have put her last. I would have put Branden last too.
All right.
All right, guys. I think that's about it. I think that's a good way to end the podcast with some fucking Titanic talk.
Some Titanic talk.
A sinking ship, just like this pod.
Well, you told me that day in school for career day. You came in, you said, if you ain't first, you're last. Oh, hell, Ricky, I was high when I said that.
Jesus Christ.
That's a good stuff.
Guys, thank you for listening. We appreciate the fuck out of you guys. We appreciate every fucking week the consistency with the fucking listens and the views, and I appreciate how well you guys have responded to the last couple episodes and the amount of views we've got in the videos and the clips and shit. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you or somebody you know needs to be on this podcast, needs to push what they are doing, whether it be a business, whether it be a creative venture, a YouTube, Instagram store, online store, singer, fucking rapper, whatever it is, podcaster, what tattoo artist, barber, whatever it is, you have something to push, or your family member, your friend has something to push. Get them in touch with me. You get in touch with me. Let's fucking do this shit. Let's get on the podcast. Let's fucking network. Let's build a community. I love you, motherfuckers. Thank you, Ekaterina. Thank you for coming on. Go follow Ekaterina on Instagram. Go listen to her music on Spotify. Fucking follow her on TikTok. Follow us on fucking Instagram. Subscribe to every episode. Subscribe to fucking YouTube. I love you, motherfuckers. Thank you.
Hell yeah.